All right, welcome to the third game of the evening. Up this time is Princess of the Water Lilies. Step into the paws of a brave cat raised by frogs, venturing through hand-drawn biomes to unravel the mystery of the mechanical creatures threatening your tranquil world. Explore beautifully crafted environments inspired by classic animated tales from the 70s and 80s, up to the 90s, even. Wishlist now. Right, so Princess of the Water Lilies was provided and given to the Golux for review, so over to him for the details.
Golux? I think Golux is muted.
I was. So yeah, that was a pretty decent summary. You play as a cat who was abandoned as a kitten and then raised by a community of frogs. There's no actual dialogue in this game, so exactly how most of that went is somewhat up to your imagination. But in general, you're looking at a platformer where you go around. It is a non-linear but like mostly linear platformer where you go around and collect the little motes of light and sometimes other things to progress. Your main mechanics are jumping, purring, which does nothing at first, but during the tutorial you get a water lily powered or lotus powered collar thing that makes it so that your purr uh, kind of awakens plants
Mm.
and also can cause machines to glitch out, which is important. You have a paw bap that is mostly used for uh, freeing animals that have been trapped in boxes or whatever. And yeah, after your inciting incident, you are basically going around trying to like rescue animals who are being kidnapped by the excuse me, by the mechanized slash armored animals. Um, there are not a lot of like, you don't have an offensive thing really aside from hurrying to stun. So for the most part, the game is pretty simple. You just make sure you go along and collect all the things. Uh, before you and you unlock save points and fast travel as you go. That's good. It does have boss fights, and those are kind of where I started having a little bit of an issue sometimes. Those and some of the really harder platforming challenges because you do not have. This is a one hit you lose game. And then when you lose, it resets you back to an area a bit before. How far before varies. Um, I mean, like, it's fixed for any given. Yeah, and exactly like a cat, you're very good at climbing, including climbing down from things.
So, not like a cat.
Yeah, the cat's abilities are sometimes a little bit weird. Also,
Hmm.
this is one of the things that bothered me a little bit repeatedly, is that to crouch is instead of like down on the D-pad or stick, it is shoulder button,
Yeah, I found that weird too.
and to jump down through forms is shoulder button and jump. To climb down off a ladder without jumping is shoulder button and jump. Also, exactly like a kitten, and well, you were raised by frogs. You can swim and you get a magical bubble around your head while you do that. I didn't even notice a breath meter or anything.
Mm.
So yeah, you're generally just going through. After the tutorial, you're usually have a sort of goal of the next thing you're trying to save. The biggest types of puzzles are either literally just a hazard area you have to get past, or, as Pettyfan is doing now, delivering an object, usually a small bug, to an obstacle, usually a waiting animal, to make them get out of your way. It is a good chunk of the way into the... I played about, according to the completion percentage, I was around 33%. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And yeah, you don't really have, even though you have like a SWAT button, you don't really use that as an attack. The bosses, you kind of stun, but a lot of the time they kind of ultimately lose to environmental conditions that you either lead them into or that they chase you into. The bosses are where I had the most difficulty with the one hit and then you respawn but you lose significant progress part. Because it took me quite a while to get past, particularly the first boss. The second one I actually had an easier time with, but that's partially because it reminded me of something, which I won't go into details about what it reminded me of, because that might be somewhat spoilers as to what the second boss is. So yeah, the music is actually quite good. The graphics are... The style of the graphics is nice, though the animation is a little bit paper dollish. Like, you could tell in a lot of cases that it's segments that are, like, moving against each other. Which is fine. And yes, the fast travel is getting eaten by a frog, which... Sure, why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost... I get what they're going for with the dialogue, but it almost feels a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Like, the characters seem to be talking, but you just don't get to hear it.
Yeah. And somehow a cat understands frog.
Well, it was raised by frogs. It might not be able to speak to cats.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty cute and enjoyable game with a few relatively minor rough patches.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any questions?
Not really.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
All right. Adam, what are they charging for it?
$14.99.
If I'm a third of the way through, it might be a little bit short for that, but I think it's within the realm of reasonability.
Duly noted. And
overall, I think a pretty good game.
okay then. So it seems like that's about it for Princess of the Water Lilies. Excuse me. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review SOPA, Tale of the Stolen Potato.